First, preference is introversion versus extroversion. Do you need to be with people to get your energy, or do you need to be by yourself to get your energy? Everybody needs to be with people sometimes, everybody needs to be alone sometimes, but overall, introverts want to be alone more than extroverts. It's their safe zone, their comfort zone. It's where they can recharge and build and reflect on all the new information they absorb throughout the day. Extroverts, they go out and they want to collect as much information as possible, get involved in a bunch of activities, get involved with a bunch of interactions between people. At the end of the day, they'll come back and given this overload of information, then they will reflect on it. Too much time reflecting and the urge appears for them to go out and get involved in more activities, talk to more people, get more energy. A rough analogy would be, imagine everybody has a battery. For introverts, this battery is recharged whenever they're by themselves. For extroverts, this battery is recharged when they're with others. This is a bit of an oversimplification of what I'm trying to express, but it kind of gets the point across. Some appearances you'll notice in introverts in conversation, they kind of draw back just a little bit naturally, or they just stay in a neutral state. Whereas extroverts, they'll come in a little bit naturally, or just stay at a neutral state. When it comes to strangers, introverts are much less likely to approach them unless they have to. They might hold back a good part of themselves around them. Extroverts tend to approach strangers readily. They enjoy talking to strangers. They see it as a great new opportunity. Also, in conversation, introverts, when interacting with people, will have the tendency to let people come to them. Okay, whereas extroverts have the tendency to bring themselves to other people. All right, how can you spot an introvert in real life? How can you spot an extrovert in real life? Everybody just doesn't fit some stereotype where the introverts are the people who go out and talk to people for 10 minutes and then they have to go back to their cave. Small percentage of people are like that. Same with the stereotypical extrovert, where the guy who just is talking to people all the time throughout the day, and maybe like at the very end, 5 minutes before he goes to bed, he thinks down and thinks a little bit. A very small percentage of people fit those stereotypes. The trick is, how are you able to recognize who's introverted, who's extroverted, when oftentimes people will show qualities of both. What you want to do is you want to look at the overall picture of their life. You can't just see them one day and pick out one little event and say, oh, that makes them an introvert, oh, that makes them an extrovert. Pay attention to their lifestyle, how many friends they like to keep in their circle. Introverts typically like to keep fewer friends. Extroverts, they are much more likely to have this very large circle of friends, or at least larger than the introvert on average. Whenever you see people in social situations, like if you go to a dinner party or something, introverts will talk to like a couple people only, whereas extroverts, you'll see them talking to everybody. If you look at all these little tendencies, each one of these tendencies that you spot should only be really subtle, but added up all together, you get a distinct and clear judgment that this person is an introvert, this person is an extrovert.